Hey folks, welcome to the Garden Canvas. I wanted to talk to you guys today about wood chips, arborist wood chips. These are basically chipped up tree limbs and chipped up small trees and things like that your local tree trimming companies and your tree removal companies cut down and grind up. Also, your utility companies and many of your municipalities will grind up limbs as well. Now, this is garden gold, and I'll tell you why. There's several reasons why wood chips are incredibly beneficial for your garden, and there are some myths about wood chips and some truths about wood chips that we'll talk about as well. Well, one of the myths about wood chips is that wood chips will change the pH of your soil, and research is showing that that is not the case. Wood chips, if they're left on top of the ground, will continue to benefit that soil and will not change the pH. The other myth is that wood chips that come from diseased trees will cause plants to get diseases as well. But that's not true unless the wood chips that are diseased are coming in contact with the roots. In other words, if they're dug down into the soil, which we're going to talk about, you don't want to do. You want to lay the wood chips on top of the soil. One of the downsides about wood chips is that sometimes they can be a little bit more messy than colored mulch. Things that you buy in a store that are ground up to look the same color, look very uniform. Sometimes wood chips will have small sticks and some leaves that are ground up, pine needles, things like that. It'll have some irregular pieces, longer pieces, sticks. But overall, wood chips look great. And if they are put on the top of the soil very thick, in time they break down. And the bacteria that are in wood chips, go to work immediately. As a matter of fact, the tree guys told me that as soon as they get them in the truck, they start heating up in their truck. So that means that biological activity is starting very, very early. And so imagine that biological activity in your gardens. I'm talking about good bacteria that decompose material. We all know the benefits of compost. Well, this is the early stages of compost. One of many elements that make great compost. So what's the advantages to wood chips? Now research is showing that wood chips that are laid on top of the ground in nice thick layers will actually break down and improve the soil structure of your soil, improve the moisture retention of your soil. It will benefit the microbes and build up more microbial activity in the soil. You see, down in the soil, we have all kinds of living organisms that when we till and break up the soil, we kill that stuff. We actually destroy what's in the ground that's beneficial to our plants. Research now is showing that plants, the roots of plants, interact with the microbes in the soil so much, and they benefit each other, like mycorrhiza fungi and other bacterias and fungi that are in the soil that benefit the plant. Plants that fix nitrogen and bacteria that helps the plants fix nitrogen. So when we build the soil by placing wood chips on top, we're feeding the soil rather than the plant and allowing the soil to feed the plant. It's beneficial to our plants in that it helps retain moisture, keeping the sun from evaporating that surface level soil moisture. It's also keeping the plant's roots cool. So what are some other benefits of the wood chips? They're economical. You can practically get them free most of the time if you call a local tree service or call a utility company. A lot of times they'll dump them for free because they don't often have places to dump these things other than the landfill. So if you ask for wood chips, as long as you're willing to take them wherever they can dump them, like I've got them here on my driveway, they'll give them to you, oftentimes for free or very nominal cost. Maybe a delivery fee if that's what they require. As a matter of fact, in the last few weeks, I've gotten 2 loads of wood chips for free. They also benefit the plants in that you can establish new beds, new planting beds, as long as you're patient and you're willing to stack the wood chips on top of a lawn. So if you want to reduce your lawn, you can place a thick layer of wood chips on top of lawn and allow it to just decompose over the next year or so. And by next year, you've got a planting bed that you can plant shrubs, trees, flowers, whatever you want to plant. There's actually some ways to use wood chips I've experienced. I've just tried it myself in a temporary basis by placing wood chips down on the ground in thick layers and then placing compost on top of that in certain spots and then just planting annual flower seeds, and I've had success doing that, and the plants have succeeded, especially if they're plants that are pretty tough, plants that might originate in the prairie. So that's another benefit to using wood chip, and is an overall excellent benefit to your garden. Now you can also use it in your vegetable gardens, use it for pathways, use it for mulching in your plants. Once you've had once you have your plant starts in the ground, you can go ahead and mulch around them with the wood chips. As long as they're on top of the ground and you don't incorporate them into the soil, they're not going to rob the soil of nitrogen. And that's one of the things you'll hear. One of the myths about wood chips is if you use arborist wood chips rather than mulch, you'll deplete the nitrogen from the soil. That is not true unless you're tilling it and digging it down into the native soil. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Go call your tree service, go call your local municipality or your utility company and ask them if they can dump some wood chips for you. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.